I only listen to ebooks and podcasts while I lift, so no wonder I'm so small.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby!
What's up, guys? I'm Josh and I lift things, and I'm here to talk about listening to music while you lift. Does it increase performance? We've all been there. You're going for a new PR, so you crank up your favorite fucking song. As you wait for the beat to build, your heart starts racing. You crank up the volume, though hopefully not too loud because hearing loss from ear damage is a real thing, and you psych yourself up to rip that weight off the floor. As the drop gets closer and closer, you set up, you grab the weight, and right as the drop hits, you smash a new fucking easy, lightweight baby, nothing but a peanut PR. Now, did the music actually help? Do you just think that it helped, and does it even matter? Music and its performance-enhancing effects has been studied for a long time, and there's unironically 100+ papers on the subject. I thought that I'd cover some of the more interesting ones that I have found, so let's get into it. Here we have interactive effects of music tempi and intensities on grip strength and subjective effect. They took 52 male athletes and they were exposed to 5 conditions: fast and loud, fast and quiet, slow and loud, slow and quiet, and no music control. Dependent variables were grip strength measured with a hand grip dynamometer, and subjective effect assessed by use of the effect grid. The tempo and intensity components of music had interactive effects for grip strength, but only main effects for subjective effect. Fast tempo music played at a high intensity yielded the highest grip strength, while fast tempo music played at a low intensity resulted in much lower grip strength. For effect valence, there were main effects of tempo and intensity, with fast and loud music yielding the highest scores. For effective arousal, there was no difference between tempi, although there was between intensities, with the high intensity condition yielding higher scores. So, seems pretty cut and dry, right? Loud music, fast. Here we have music in the exercise domain, review and synthesis, part 1. Here they say pre-task music has been shown to optimize arousal, facilitate task-relevant imagery, and improve performance in simple motoric tasks. During repetitive endurance-type activities, self-selected, motivational, and stimulative music has been shown to enhance effect, reduce ratings of perceived exertion, improve energy efficiency, and lead to increased work output. There is evidence to suggest that carefully selected music can promote ergogenic and psychological benefits during high-intensity exercise, although it appears to be ineffective in reducing perceptions of exertion beyond the anaerobic threshold. The effects of music appear to be at their most potent when it is used to accompany self-paced exercise or in externally valid conditions. When selected according to its motivational qualities, the positive impact of music on both psychological state and performance is magnified. Here we have effects of pre-task music on sports or exercise performance. Currently, there is no sufficient evidence to support the overall ergogenic effects of pre-task music on sports or exercise performance. Nonetheless, pre-task music has showed a likely ergogenic effect on shorter and predominantly anaerobic tasks such as grip strength, Wingate tests, and short-duration sports or sports-like tasks, in contrast to longer, predominantly aerobic tasks. Another one, the effects of preferred and non-preferred music on continuous cycling exercise performance. This is a very interesting idea. They take music that you like and then music that you don't like, with the attempt to see if there is something intrinsic to music you don't like, but still has some of the qualities that supposedly increase performance. Is it loud? Is it fast? They took 15 participants and they performed 5 test sessions. During 2 sessions, they cycled with fixed workload on an ergometer to determine the critical power intensity. Then they performed 3 more sessions cycling at CP intensity, listening to preferred music, listening to non-preferred music, and then listening to no music. The heart rate responses in the exercise sessions did not differ among all conditions. However, the rate of perceived exertion was higher for non-preferred music than in other conditions. The performance under preferred music was greater than under non-preferred music conditions. Therefore, listening to preferred music during continuous cycling exercise at high intensity can increase the exercise distance, and individuals listening to non-preferred music can perceive more discomfort caused by the exercise. Here we have the influence of music preference on exercise response and performance, a review. From the practical applications and conclusions, music provides a very practical means for which to improve acute exercise performance. Music is easily obtainable, cost-effective, and potent as an ergogenic intervention. In the field, music is very commonly listened to during exercise or recovery, similarly by both competitive and recreational athletes. While much evidence supports the use of listening to preferred music during exercise as an ergogenic intervention, this may not be feasible for many sports and athletes. Recent data has now shown that preferred music still retains ergogenic potential even if the music stimulus is only applied prior to exercise or during a warm-up. Ultimately, the current evidence reviewed suggests that an important aspect to increasing performance with music is personal choice. Available data suggests that if the music played over the speakers is not preferred by the individual giving effort, performance may in fact suffer. That's really funny. So not only does good music seem to help, bad music seems to hurt. Future research should aim to dissect the precise physiological and psychological mechanisms responsible for ergogenic effects of preferred music and how these mechanisms may interact with one another to result in a cumulative performance-enhancing effect. Another study here, effects of music on exercise performance. They took 10 untrained men and 10 untrained women, and they performed a maximal bicycle test. Each subject then participated in 2 randomly administered test trials at 75% of max, one with fast tempo music and one without music. Subjects were blind to the purpose of the study. Data was collected every 3 minutes for a rate of perceived exertion and heart rate, and were continuously collected and averaged into 1-minute values for VO2, VE, and RER for both submaximal tests. Blood lactate was collected during mid-exercise, immediately after exercise, and at 3 and 6 minutes after exercise for both maximal and submaximal tests. Men exhibited greater absolute VO2 max and VE max than women. Just kind of how it works. A NOVA analysis revealed that neither gender nor music exhibited a significant effect on submaximal relative VO2, heart rate, blood lactate, or exercise duration. Men exhibited a higher submaximal absolute VO2 max and VE than females, but music did not significantly influence these variables. Consequently, music does not appear to be an ergogenic agent for exercise training. Here we have on the role of lyrics in the music-exercise performance relationship, which, by the way, the psychology of sports and exercise is such a cool read. If you ever get the chance or you find a way to find it, hop in there and do some reading. It's very, very interesting. They took 25 participants and they performed 3 6-minute cycling trials at a power output corresponding to 75% of their maximum heart rate under conditions of music with lyrics, same music without lyrics, and no music control. Cycling cadence, heart rate, and perceived exertion were recorded at 2-minute intervals during each trial. Positive and negative effect were assessed before and after each trial. Participants pedaled faster in both music conditions, with and without lyrics, while perceived exertion and heart rate did not differ. The inclusion of lyrics influenced cycling cadence only at minute 6 and had no effect on the remaining dependent variables throughout the duration of the cycling trials. The impact of lyrical content in the music-exercise performance relationship warrants further attention in order for us to better understand its role. Here we have, does motivational music influence maximal bench press strength and strength endurance? As a conclusion, it is stated that listening to fast music creates an ergogenic acute effect and is recommended to use music during strength workout to have a better strength endurance performance. Here's effects of self-selected music on strength, explosiveness, and mood. From the practical applications, our study demonstrates that SSM music alters mood state and increases acute explosive performance, but provides no change in strength training. Therefore, those interested in increasing explosive exercise performance might want to allow athletes to use music to enhance acute power. Here's preferred music genre benefits during strength tests: increased maximal strength and strength endurance, and reduced perceived exertion. Here we can see the preferred music, the non-preferred music, and no music, and any asterisk you see by these numbers means that it was statistically significant compared to not preferred and no music, and we can see that the rate of perceived exertion was lower in preferred music, that strength endurance was higher in preferred music, and that maximal strength measured in newtons was higher in preferred music. If you want to check out this study, there are links to tons and tons of other studies that I've not even touched on in this because, there's just so much research on this. I can't view every single one without having a 5-hour-long video, but lots and lots of interesting reads, some of which go kind of back and forth. For instance here, moreover, Course 2018 also failed to find significant differences in the bench press maximum strength under conditions with self-selected music versus no music. Here's effects of different types of music on physical strength. This one's pretty funny. They were testing grip strength, and you could listen to stimulative music, sedative music, and silence. Analysis of variance indicated that listening to sedative music decreased strength relative to silence, while listening to stimulative music had no effect on grip strength relative to silence. So here's saying good music doesn't help, but bad music hurts. This is very interesting, and hopefully will open up more literature as far as listening to like beta and delta waves and all that weird stuff. You guys remember a couple of years ago it was pretty popular, like you would put on headphones and you could give me a delta wave that replicates the feeling of doing this drug and all that weird shit. The binaural beats. I would really like to see some studies on binaural beats and exercise performance. Maybe that'll be another video. Now, this will be the final study, and we've talked about gender differences with music and how there doesn't really seem to be much of one. But what about for elderly people? The power of music enhancing muscle strength in older people. Listening to favorite music resulted in an increase in maximum hand grip strength compared to no music, and compared to least favorite music. Thus, listening to favorite music has a positive effect on hand grip strength in older people. Apart from its implications for scientific grip strength measurements, this effect may be used as a fun and innocent stimulant in rehabilitation and with workout classes with seniors, which could be further tested in a range of older people. I only listen to ebooks and podcasts while I lift, so no wonder I'm so small. But in order to wrap all this up, where are we standing? It's really hard to say. This video, like my last couple of videos, have been all about how the mind or the psychology of lifting could actually affect your acute performance outcomes. And there seems to be pretty good evidence that listening to something that you enjoy while lifting could help. Even if there's no actual physical benefit, you couldn't lift more, you couldn't do more reps or anything else. If it helped you enjoy your time in the gym more, or if you even just believed that there was an increase in performance, even if it wasn't measurable, that is still valuable, especially because this is so innocuous. Not one study showed that music you enjoyed made any performance worse. And I doubt most of us are sitting in the gym playing songs we actively hate. So whether you want to listen to metal or dubstep or rap or whatever you enjoy, if you enjoy it, do it. It's not going to hurt. It may not help, but it may help. For all the research that we have, we clearly need more. And who knows, this could be insanely variable. Maybe some people don't have whatever it takes to respond well to music. We know that there are some genetic factors with music and some inherent, physical limitations. Some people can have perfect pitch. Some people can grab any instrument they want and then have, the easy time learning it. Some people cannot tell pitch apart. Some people have the synesthesia where they hear sounds as colors and stuff. The body is weird. Humans are weird. Listen to whatever you want to listen to. I sometimes listen to music, but unironically, I'm most of the time listening to an ebook or a podcast. But to wrap up, and this is how these videos normally end, do whatever you want to do. And guys, that is the video. If you like this style of content, please like the video if you like it. Make sure you subscribe so you can see the next one that's coming out. I post a new one every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Make sure you leave a comment. I respond to every single one of them, and it really helps out the channel. If you really like this style of content, you can follow all of these socials. They will be linked in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.